Hello world, welcome to the OG Top Podcast. This is your host, Tyrone Dawson. Today is March 18th, a beautiful Monday. It's time to get up, go to work, do what you do to provide for yourself and your family. But today is Truck Talk. If you do not know what Truck Talk is, we come on the OG Top Podcast and we talk about trucker situations. I am a truck driver. I ride around the city, the country, everywhere, and I get ideas on what to talk about. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about record labels. Record labels who went down in history as the best record labels ever, but they also went into bankruptcy. As a executive of a record label, you have to run your employees, keep them on track. You have to keep track on tabs, and also you have to realize that you have to control the money. If you do not do this situation, you will end up in a bankruptcy situation because you are the CEO and sometimes the owner of these record labels. So guys, we're going to talk about where your record label is not in fact a prominent idea, even when it's ready for a record album to be at the number one top. What happens to your music if your record label shut down? This is the question everybody want to know. You are an independent rapper, self-release mixtape artist, or a country artist playing in salons or off the beat path of any town in your city. You are a local rock band playing frat parties, or a DJ getting hired to spin at weddings or whatever. Sometimes on these situations, people think they are executives, owners, but they really are up for hire. And you get in a situation where you do not understand how the record labels work, and you go and sign these contracts. This is how artists get bamboozled. They get fooled out of their record deal, because they go around these little towns and they do gigs for $50, $100, maybe $500. And then all of a sudden a record executive come to you and say they want to sign you. You're still thinking that now you are a executive of your own situation, but most of the times you do not have your paperwork right. And this is where the problem comes in with a lot of artists. You are a independent rapper, self-release mixtape, or a country artist playing in salons in your local town. The dream of this is having a platinum record. Standard of the music success, the record deal. A corporate opportunities tell you that they like what you're doing, and they're going to give you the money to make sure a proper album is done. All the bells and whistles, a producer, engineer, a mixer, a marketing promotion team, even some tours are supported by the record labels. It all happens so fast. Sure, then they end up in a situation where it's out of control. You're touring for nearly 2 years. You are played on radios, festivals, TV shows, corporate events, and also colleges. You'll promote the hell out of your own album, and it sells pretty well. It's not going diamond anytime soon, but it turns a profit for the label, and you're finally getting some sweet residuals, ready for the album number 2. Well, Your record label is not ready for that situation. In fact, it probably wasn't even ready for the first album that you did that went number one. It borrowed too much money from the start, and few albums it releases doesn't turn enough profit for it to pay the money back that they owe to bigger corporations. Its future is blinked. Even it's going to find someone to buy it out, or the debt that they owe, or it's going to have to file for bankruptcy. So the question is, where does that leave your record deal? So guys, a lot of times you sign with these record labels, and these record labels only have but so much money that they can put behind an artist. It's going to take at least $500,000 for one song to pop, to get played on the radio, to get touring and situations going in that manner. And that is a struggle for the record label if they do not have the money. So what do, folks? They look up to big corporations like Universal Records, the big boys. And what they do is they borrow money from those big corporations to fund your album. So as your album is being funded, they usually take out between $250,000, $500,000, all the way up to $1 million. So you as an artist, these small record labels look at you to pay this money back so everyone can make a profit. But what if you get burnt out? What if you get hurt? What if you get something happens to you in the process of you trying to get that $1 million back, that $500,000 back? What do these record labels do to secure their money? What they do is they open up a life insurance on you through your contract. So if something happens to my money, this is what Universal is saying. Universal is the biggest label, one of the biggest labels out there. How are you going to repay me my money? The middleman. The middleman is who? The middleman is the small record labels who found you, and they go to the big boys to get funding. So what do, folks? They put a contract out on you just in case something happens. And guys, your family do not receive none of this money. This is a music contract. Your family has nothing to do with your music career. So if you don't know what you're doing in this record label situation, you need to do your homework. Because if you have children out here, babies, and you go out here and something happens while you are on tour, how are your babies going to eat? Because the record label is not responsible for your situation. They are responsible for your music. So guys, you probably want to look into that and see what's going on. In general, a corporation access are liquidations when the company is dissolved, which offers results in another company or a person purchasing those access. In the music world, it is common for companies to buy other companies. So it may be that the copyrights of then owned by a new company or person, however, it's theirs now. Case by case, brand by brand, the company will reach out to you and ask you or tell you that company is no longer in business. You work for us now. So guys, you may be comfortable with your A&R at one situation. Now you're at another situation, and you and this A&R cannot even relate to each other on a common ground. So what do? There's the communication between you and the A&R. The A&R has to communicate with the higher up. What's going on with this artist? What do the A&R say? I cannot relate to this artist. He's too real. I'm scared to be around him. He has guns. He got all these gang members with him. And you gotta understand, this A&R has graduated with a master's degree in business. All he's trying to do is do his job. But you come, or he comes around you, and both of y'all are uncomfortable because you guys come from a different world. Think about it, folks. A different world. So now this A&R has total control of your career through the corporation. So the corporation's like, so what should we do with him? I don't know. So what do they do with you, folks? They slowly distance themselves away from you. They get just enough money to make their money back, and then what do? They part ways. They, what you call, shelve you, put you on the shelf, or whatever terms that they use these days. Excuse me. So what do? They find new artists that they can relate to. They find a new artist who's not as real as you are. Sometimes that real can get you in a bad situation because no one wants to work with the real no more. They want to work with people that they can identify with. Oh, you have a college degree? I have a college degree. I just want to make music. I just want to be a manager. So sometimes being real sometimes can be the downfall of your career. Not saying that all artists that are keeping it real goes that route, but just think about it, guys. If you on your job and you got this guy coming in every day, he's drinking liquor and smoking weed because he's keeping it real, do you want to work with that person? Is that a healthy environment for yourself? Is keeping it real what you want in these corporations? So think about it, people. If you are, or if you want to make a hit record, sometimes you have to bend this wool to get what you gotta do and do what you gotta get. You understand what I'm saying? So if your label sells office access prior to bankruptcy, the rights to your music could likely go with it. While that means your deal for your first album will likely remain intact under the new management, and you will need to renegotiate your deal for future album purposes. It doesn't mean you or the brand will be a priority of the new management. There are a number of horror stories and artists getting lost in the shelf, which their label get consumed, leading to the future album being shelved or released without a promotion. And if you want to do something with your original album, say do a re-pressing on vinyls, you will be at the mercy of the new owners of your masters or what they feel is worthwhile and an investment. So sometimes you have to take matters in your own hand, folks. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Remaster your situation and start back from the beginning. Because once a company go bankruptcy and another company buys that bankruptcy, it's like you starting all over. So remaster, present it back as a new package deal, redo everything over, and make it look brand new again. And then hopefully the company will rebrand that situation on how they redo or put music out. So guys, like I said, this is called Truck Talk. We talk about situations. We may talk about your situation. We get you back reinserted back in the hip hop industry, because there's a lot of people out here with careers, and sometimes they get lost in their careers because they don't understand what to do, how to do, and where to start. And if you could come to this podcast, hopefully one of these episodes can change your thinking, can change the way you speak, and also, help you out in situations if you are going through something. So hopefully this podcast / talk show can get you back, while you're driving to work, while you in traffic, coming home from work, anywhere. You may be listening to it on your iPod or in your Apple Ear or whatever they got. All these devices today. But, hopefully one day we can get in the ears of people and we maybe could change the world. Just on conversation, folks. Just having conversations, because we all are the same. We all go through the same situations. And you can always come here to the OG Top Podcast and get updated on what's going on. But guys, once again, I'm not going to hold you up here at the OG Top Podcast. Today is Monday. It's a beautiful day. Go in there, do something positive, do something nice for someone. Even if it's just giving a person a meal, do something nice. One person comes together, we all come together, and we can change the world. We can make the world a better place, because right now the OGs need to get back in leadership. We need to get back in leadership and teach these youngins how to be respectful amongst each other, amongst your elders, amongst your peers. Because right now this world is going down a spiral. Going down a spiral situation. But guys, I'm not going to hold you up. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Tyrone Dawson, and we are out. Peace.